mean, anything that you want to be in life, you can be that. We all kings. The show still is all about inspiring, motivating, galvanizing, bringing us all together, and just trying to take this to another level. We know that we all got it in us. That's our calling. You are queens, ladies, and we are kings. And so that's what we call for. And then hopefully we can step into our calling, and then everybody can start pushing each other, and we can get there. Come on this journey with us, y'all. Here we go again. Self-Made King podcast. Man, we just moving along, man. It's like the 15th episode, and so we just rolling along, man. And what you think, Lou, man? We just doing our thing right now. But before I get going, I want to give out some shout-outs, man. We getting love all over. We getting love from down south, man. South Florida, man, down there. Shine, Red, all y'all, man. We know about y'all, man. Y'all showing us love up there in New York. Barbara Jean, down south, Alabama. Y'all give us love, and we give it right back to y'all, man. We love it. And we gonna keep it real, though, but what's near and dear to our heart is this 419 area, man, right here. And y'all showing us much love up around here, especially in Ohio, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Dayton, Toledo. We got everybody tapping in, man, and the show just going on out, and it just doing this thing. But moving it right back around here, Lima Senior, all of the schools around here, y'all doing y'all thing, man. Lima Senior, Shawnee, LCC, South, West, all y'all, man. We just a hotbed of talent up around here, man. And I got a little part of that up in here tonight, y'all. Okay? So we giving all our shout outs, and then so I want to try to do some introducing, because every now and then I forget to introduce myself. So I'm the Dream, man. Y'all already know it. We got Warren Pugsley right here, and we got Chris Jackson right here, man. So these the two firemen that I've been talking about, that I've been wanting to have on the show. We got them here tonight, and the show is going off, y'all, tonight. All right, man. So let's just move along. So what we got going on, man? What's happening, Warren?
Man,
what's happening, Chris?
Man, I'm so happy to be here. Just happy to be here. I'm in two ways.
Yeah. Okay.
Knowing you for years, happy to be here and happy to get the invitation. But with COVID, like, man, so many people passing away, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, bro. Talk, man. Talk, man. Talk. It's a lot of things going on, you know, and that's what the show is about, man, because there's been so much things going on. People, you know, they're not getting recognition, and we feel like that's what the show is about. Just kind of just going around and just picking these little diamonds up out of the rough, man. Y'all diamonds, man. Mm-hmm. People don't know about it. And when I reached to grab Chris, for some reason, another little diamond just was hooked on to him, man. And he just popped out, too. It was Warren, man. You know what I mean? And they like Batman and Robin around here, man, for real, man. These cats, man, they something else, man. And I just want to know a little bit more about y'all. We gonna tell them about where y'all come from, how you got started and what you doing, the firefighting, the whole deal. And just, you know what I'm saying, just how you came up around this alignment area. Right. I mean, this podcast go out to the world, and I just believe that somewhere, somebody is going to get something out of this, because they going to find out that I could be that fireman. Right. I could be that Chris.
True.
I can be that Warren.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in a little bitty corner of this world, we got that still going on, where they don't pretty much want us, you know, around. We got to have somebody to break that barrier, so when they able to see y'all and see the things that y'all doing, man, somebody going to step on forward and say, okay, I can do that then. You know, so that's what we hope the show be. So, man, what y'all think about the Super Bowl, though, man? Who you went with, Chris?
You know, I'm neutral. I'm a Cleveland Browns diehard. I'm from Cleveland originally.
Me too. I love Cleveland.
Yes. Born and raised in Cleveland until I came here, so I was kind of neutral. I did want to kind of see Cincy winning because Joe Burrows is Ohio guy.
That's right, Ohio. What about you, Warren? Who you went with?
I've been a Bengals fan since '77.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
That's
man.
the third time that I thought we had it. Like Pete Johnson can't get in on 4th and goal at the one. Right, that one hurt. Damn. Joe Montana hit us to John Taylor for the touchdown on the second one.
Yeah, man.
That one hurt. And then this one, I'm like, oh yeah, we good. Aaron Donald.
Man, it seemed like, man, for some reason, it'd be that Cleveland curse. Because we was there. All we needed was the first down, and the dude went, and he almost fell on it, and then Aaron Donald pulled him back from the first down. All we needed was the first down, bro.
He pulled him like a middle school kid.
Wasn't that something, man?
I said, man, he wanted that. And I think when the whole thing happened on the sideline, like he got motivated to prove himself, because he wasn't really doing much before that.
Right.
and then he just took the game over right there.
After that last play, man, he was just undeniable. It was finna happen, man.
You know what else? Like when they had the MVP, right, and Aaron Rodgers got the MVP, and I was saying this on Twitter and everything else because it showed how we get programmed.
Yeah.
So they put this poll out there. They was like, who should be the MVP, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady? And then they flashed all their stats, and I was like, neither one. Cooper Kupp. But
come on.
But they didn't put him on there at all. So
man.
they letting you know like who we want to get it. But I'm like, Cooper Kupp had numbers like Jerry Rice had. Like ain't nobody had them kind of numbers.
Yes, sir.
And then you see what happened. He the MVP of the Super Bowl.
And he ended up catching the pass that one.
That dude is for real. He is for real.
That's crazy, man. So all both of y'all went to school around here, right?
You know what? I didn't. I came here. I'm a transplant. I came from Cleveland. I came here. I played football back in the early 80s. I played football. Couldn't stand Lima, man.
Right.
Went back home to Cleveland and ended up, long story, but I ended up back here and been here since.
Okay. Warren, you from here?
I'm from here.
No,
matter of fact.
I played ball with Hank.
Yep.
You know
my uncle,
Hank, and Sean, when I first I started working at St. Rita's, they had the team then. That was Greg Simpson, them, all of them, Capes, Sean, them, all of them was around. B. Brian, Coach Q, all of them, so they wanted to be around OG because they wanted to try to work out and get there.
Oh, yeah, right, for real.
Q took off to college, and Sean took off to college, and B was kind of left around. So I wrecked B right quick, you know what I'm saying? Ran him off. He don't even want no more weight. Shout out, Coach B. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, too, Coach Q over there. But you know what I'm saying? So you play football stuff and everything? Too?
Oh, yeah.
I ain't never know you played football. I'm telling you, when I first saw you, Chris, you was a stud. You came up on the basketball court. I'm like, dang, look at this dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
And my players today, they still don't believe that. They said they hear the stories, but they don't believe it. But no, I was always growing up in Cleveland. Then you play everything. You play everything, sandlot ball. So I actually, funny story, when I came to Lima, I came here I think like a week before the first game. I moved here, and Coach Blackstone was the coach.
Yeah,
then.
Coach Blackstone.
We had William Howard and those guys, and he asked me, he said, well, what do you want to do? And I'm telling him how fast I was. So I'm saying, I run about a 4.40. He's like, oh no, get out of here. So they took me over to old Simmons Field, man, and it was muddy, and I had on some tennis shoes, and often the guys tell about it, and I ended up running like a 4.5 in the mud and some tennis shoes. So
you say in the mud and some tennis shoes,
sir.
Rolling.
But I seen that in you because you can look at you and you can see, you can tell by where you was built, man. Your legs, you had the Scottie Pippen built.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? This cat been the antelope, you know what I'm saying? A giraffe, he gone. You know what I'm saying? But I seen you in you. I seen you when you came through, how you played ball and everything. But did you take it on to college? You played college ball?
No, I ended up, between my right after my freshman year, I was playing in the Pro-Am League in Cleveland, actually, with a lot of guys that played in the NFL, NBA, and I ended up getting injured and breaking my neck in the Pro-Am League.
Okay.
So that kind of deterred my career, but, God saw it in. Things happen for a reason. I ended up in Lima, and the rest is history.
Talk. Warren, you played ball through school?
Yep, played ball through school, except for my senior year. So this was wild. I'm gonna tell you this wild story. So me and Kevlin Capers, we the two best players in the school, and we battling, but we hanging together. So we travel in the city, like we going everywhere. Rob, Salvation Army, Hope and Nova, we going everywhere and just like and dusting people. And it's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a great year. And so coach called me in and he tell me somebody else gonna start at the point. So Capes played point our junior year. So I'm trying to figure out why would you move him? And it's the first year of the 3-pointer. So I got a jumper. I always had a jumper. And then so I'm like, well, who playing the 2? Which I think I'm playing. He said, well, we're gonna move Capes to the 2. And I'm thinking, okay, well, this don't make sense because Capes locked in at the 1. Like, why would you make him play a position he don't play? So then I'm thinking, well, who playing the 3? And then he named somebody else. I couldn't remember if he said Deacon or Robert Goins. I can't remember. But basically he was saying, you coming off the bench. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, what? And my pride, like I tell my kids this that I coach, like, you could get the big head, and I know what it's like, and it'll cost you way more than you want it to cost you. And so sure enough, we had tryouts, and I ain't go first day. So after that day, everybody asking me, like, hey, where was you at? I'm telling them, oh, I lost something. I didn't have this, didn't have that. Second day, oh, I was sick, this and that and this. Third day, last day of tryouts. They done called my mom, like my mom telling me, like, you're going to be there, right? I'm like, oh, of course, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to make sure that they get a statement. You know what I mean? I'm finna make a statement to y'all, you need me more than I need you, but it wasn't true. It wasn't true. And sure enough, I went down the basement. So I told Mom I was going out the back door. opened the door, closed it, and I tiptoed down the basement. And I could hear the phone ring. I could hear her saying, he left here, this and that. So now I'm down there laughing.
Yeah.
Trials was 7 to 9. At 9 o'clock, brother, I'm telling you, God will let you feel it. Like, I literally felt this doom, like doom. And I was like, what is wrong?
Yeah,
and all of a sudden I thought, like, did I just throw my senior year away? Trying to be, And sure enough, Mr. Penn was like, hey, it's too late now.
Too late.
And I'm just sitting there like, wow, I really just did that.
See that? You say Mr. Penn.
Yep.
Right. Y'all naming y'all saving some old boys right there. Y'all Blackstone, Mr. Penn.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy though, man. But you know what though? That's experience that you could take and then you can give that to somebody else, to one of your kids that's coming through, because they all have that same type of pride and want to go that same route, and you able to tell them, no, I done that.
I tell that story every year. Every I've been coaching 26 years. Every year, I sit the team down and start talking about, like, as soon as you get the big head, it's gonna cost you. You don't know how, but it's gonna cost you.
That's crazy. But I'm wondering though, man, how are y'all able to be firemen full time and able to do, Chris? I go through your bio, bro, and I'm still reading it. I still got it right here. I mean, you know what I'm saying? How are you able to take all that and just, you know what I'm saying, and still keep driving, bro? You got some drive, man. You do too, man. I mean, y'all doing so much, man. I mean, I remember a time, man, that you all already know, man, they wouldn't let none of us into no school programs.
Exactly.
When nobody coaching, you can do whatever you want to be. You ain't gonna come over here coaching. Man, y'all into that right now. That's beautiful, bro, that y'all able to say y'all coaches over South, West. Oh, man.
He made that happen.
Huh?
He made that happen. It's crazy because
that's crazy.
The same way he told me, I need you to take this test to get the fireman job, like, it's the same way he brought me on to coaching it. He became the coach first on the girl side. His daughter was playing. He became the coach the first year, and he was like, he coached both teams, 7th and 8th, and he was like, hey, you want to coach with me? I can bring you on. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I was coaching the girls' traveling team,
right?
So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. He brought me along.
Dang, Chris, and that, like I saying, man, bro, touch the podcast and make this grow. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got that Midas touch, bro.
And I got to give a shout out, Dean, because I got started with one of the legends of Lima, Greg Radar Williamson.
Woo! Hey, ask Greg. Now, y'all, hey, ask Greg about OGD. Ask him about me, boy. I had a jumper, but my jumper come from Imzer. When I first moved up here, Imzer dad, he used to have built him a rim in the back of the house. Im's already tall as Lou, as all both of y'all. Right. Now his dad built the rim too tall. The rim is about 11 foot. I ain't nothing but a little shorty, so I got to shoot over him, try to get the ball to reach the rim. So Radar tell you, boy, OG had the purest jumper around it. That's why Ladine so sharp. You know what I'm saying? He got that jumper, boy. Yeah, man. Yeah, and my grandson doing the same thing, man.
I seen him last night.
That's what's great. You know, I remember, you know, I coached your son. You know, your son played for me. So just coming up, you know, again, Radar got us started in 1993.
I love Radar.
Him, Henry Hurley,
and
Mr.
Hurley,
Jason
man.
Bratton.
God bless Hurley.
You know, those three, and then they brought me along.
Jason, well, all right, buddy.
Yep, they brought me along, and we've, you know, and going into next year will be 30 years.
Oh, wow.
30
and
years
look how,
next year.
and just think about that, bro. 30 years. And then Warren talk about how long you been at the fire department now?
26.
26 years, man.
Yep.
How did the years go by that quick, bro?
And I retired after 33 years. My 33rd
And see,
year.
this like a double. This cat man just got it going on. He got like a triple celebration. It's his anniversary. He retired. Oh yeah, man. Happy anniversary
thank you,
bro.
you.
Yeah, man. And man, I mean, he retired, and I mean, you can't sit down.
No.
And no soon as you retire, you go back to work.
Right away.
I say, but Chris, what you doing? I say, you work. Oh man, I'm back working, man. Oh, bro, but you know, we can't sit down. You can't sit down. You know what I'm saying? And when you got that goal and you got that, you know, that you got a lot to give. And you know what I'm saying? As long as I believe, long as you keep you moving and them legs moving, you're gonna keep on getting up, going and giving it, bro.
And it's not just me, Dean. It's a calling. You know, God chose me to do this job, and I have to be obedient and fulfill that. So it's not that, you know, there's something like, oh, you know, no. God said, this is what I want you to do. I want to tell you, and I tell the story. I hated Lima, man. When I came to Lima, I did not like this city coming from Cleveland, but there were things that happened that kept bringing me back to Lima. Pastor Tibbs, rest in peace. Pastor Tibbs, I grew up with him. We grew up next door to each other in Cleveland when he moved to Cleveland, so he was really the one that brought me here to Lima and got me started. So, you know, I owe a lot to him, but, you know, God just said, this is what I want you to do.
Wow, you doing it too, bro. You doing it. And
remember, he was a police officer first.
Yeah, I was getting to that. I see that.
Yeah.
Correction officer.
Corrections.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was that first. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying, bro? And you know what I'm saying? And for you to just keep on passing that down, and then Warren just eating.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then now just, I want people to know too, now they getting ready to retire. Chris have retired, Warren finna retire, and Warren brought his son on. His son, you say, was feeling the same way like you was feeling about, man, I don't know if I want to be a fire.
Yeah. No, it's crazy because one of his best friends was shadowing me and Chris. So first he shadowed us in middle school, then he got to high school, shadowed us so he wanted to be a fireman his whole life.
Okay.
So my son wanted to be a doctor.
Okay.
So once he got to college, he changed his major, was doing some other stuff, and he was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. And I'm like, man, you better hurry up because these student loans is adding up.
Yeah.
So you better hurry up and figure it out. So one day he said, Dad, when is the test? I was like, the test for what? He was like, fire department. And I'm like, I'm thinking he asking for Matt, his friend. Matter of fact, Matt was, when was Matt firefighter of the year? 2 years ago? Saved the kid on Elm Street. Like that was a proud moment for us because we nurtured him, you know what I mean? Like we brought him up.
Yeah, we did that.
But he said, I think I'm gonna take the test with Matt. And I looked at him like, what? Like, man, you could have been did this.
Right.
Like, what you talking about? I'm talking about he never came up to the station to see the trucks.
Right.
We had a basketball court and everything there. He ain't want nothing to do with the fire department growing up. So it was a shock that he even took the test. And the next thing I know, he was on the department. And I was like, wow, like this is crazy.
And how long he been there now?
It'll be 6 years at the end of this month, February 22nd.
Going on 6 years.
Yeah, February 22nd.
Became a paramedic. I mean, he's done it all. One of the great young guys on the department.
Wow, that's something, man.
I tell you something. His first call. This one I knew this was for him.
Okay.
His first call, he said he went on the call. So I'm waiting until he come back. I want to see how he gonna be, and he come back. It was a medical call. It was a heroin overdose.
Okay.
And he said, Dad, it looked like she was looking right at me. Now she was gone.
Okay.
He said it looked like she was looking right at me. I said, she was saying, save me. Yeah. And they saved her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she was saying, save me, and that's, he been on that, since then.
There it is. I mean, they got to do something to you to be able to save a life, man. You know what I'm saying? They got to affect you some type of way.
Oh, yeah.
Then know that I can do that, you know what I'm saying, for a living. Yeah. Oh, man, that got to be awesome, That's crazy, bro. Right. That's something. But, okay, now listen to this, man. So what's the hardest thing you done been through as far as being a firefighter?
For me, it was the Leland fire.
Okay.
If you remember the Leland fire, I was close to those kids. Marseille used to actually come over to my house with my daughter and them, and I just remember her sitting on my lap on my porch or talking to me on my porch. And that particular night, I actually drove my fire department car home that particular night. I think I woke up in the middle of the night, and I could smell, you can smell fire.
Yeah,
and I could smell, I was like, man, something's on fire. And I could hear the siren, so I turned on my scanner, and I'm like, that's pretty close. Well, then I could hear the police in the background screaming, so I jumped in my car, and I was one of the first people there. I think our chief got there first. I pulled up in my department car, and it was one of those things, you look at the house. I looked at the house, and I seen the fire, and was approached by the dad, and it's like, my babies are in there, and having that experience, I knew from looking at the house that, no one was going to survive that, so that was tough for me, that was tough for the whole department as a whole. And that was probably the first fight. I had seen fire deaths, but to lose 5 people at one time, four, it was tough. So that'll be in my heart. That'll be something you never forget.
Wow, that's crazy.
Matter of fact, that was my shift, and I was off that day. It was March 29th. I was off that day because March 27th, we was on a fire. We had 2 fires back to back. We was on North Collett first, and then we was 500 block of 700 block of West Kibbe. Okay. And I fell they had a trap door in the kitchen, but because it was so much smoke, you couldn't see it. And so I'm walking through, and I stepped halfway through the trap door, and my other leg was out, and the way I got twisted up hurt my leg and hurt my back. And so went to the doctor, and they was like, yeah, we're going to have you take the rest of the cycle off, which was only 1 day. So that 1 day I would have been off 6 days. Okay. And so I took that day off, not thinking nothing going to happen. Our chief, the guy that hired me, the guy that hired Chris, John Brookman, it was his last day. So his last day on the department, 40 years, 20 years as the chief. We thinking like this the last day for the chief, all the good stuff. All the good stuff. And that night was the Leland fire, and it messed him up. He never was the same. The guys that was on my shift when I came back that next day, they was messed up. Like they wasn't. Yeah, nobody was having fun at the station like we normally do. Like when you carrying dead bodies out, it ain't never. Wow. It don't, because you automatically start thinking about your own kids and your own family. And they was hurt by that one.
Yeah, that's something, man. That's something. And then just to think that, y'all go through things like that. Y'all human, you know what I'm saying? So, you have to, you deal with your drug things, you know what I'm saying? You pull up on it. It's not always about a fire nowadays.
No, it's a lot of medical now.
Drugs and things, there's more medical, like you say. So now I'm dealing with,
accidents.
And, oh my goodness.
And probably the toughest thing for Warren and I would be that, we've been embedded in the community. Like I said, I came here when I was 19, so everybody. So
wow, that's, the
majority of the shooting calls, the violence calls, the domestic violence, the fatals, the things like that, we literally know the person. It takes us to a whole dimension where a lot of the other guys on the fire department, they may not know him personally, but a lot of these calls we personally know him.
That's right. That's right.
Warren, great example, Warren, his father, his father had a heart attack on the day that we were working.
Wow.
He didn't go in the call not realizing.
Yeah, it was on my shift again, February 24th, 97. So I got hired in 96.
Okay.
And so my shift is on, and the way your housework assignments are, or if you're driving a truck, then you got to check your truck out. But if you're not driving, then depending on where you're riding, that's your housework assignment. So somebody got the kitchen, somebody got this floor, somebody got that, somebody got the bathrooms. And so I had to downstairs. And so as soon as the tones go off, I'm listening, because whatever emergency it is, where you riding at, that's the vehicle they're going to call.
Okay.
So where I'm riding at that day, I was on mask, and mask is you on the main truck for a fire. Like, so if a fire happened, you going to be one of the first ones in with the nozzle. Okay. So that's where you want to be, And so I'm like listening, and as soon as they said medic, I tuned it out. Right. Because it's not me, it's not my vehicle, I ain't no medic, and I kind of just tuned it out. And then all I heard was 300 block of South College. And I perked back up, and I'm like,
that. Something about that.
400 block of South College, where I grew up. So I know like all them people in that block.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm looking like, what address did they say? And nobody could really remember. I'm forgetting my dad's wife lived in that block and wasn't thinking about it because he had went to Atlanta. Okay. So I'm thinking he ain't, going to be back till later on. Mm-hmm. Well, he drove through the night, got back that morning, and it's like 2-3 minutes later, I'm just sweeping, and she called me. And she was frantic. And that's when I knew, like, something going on. So she got off the phone. She going to the hospital. So now I got to wait till we ain't have cell phones, So I got to wait till my captain and my lieutenant, when they get back. So they get back. So my dad's name was Mike Freeman. My name is Pugsley. So they ain't putting two and two together, So when they take him to the hospital, they pull back in. They pull the truck in. And I say, hey, Captain Kersey, I think y'all just took my dad to the hospital. And he said, oh, no, some guy named I said, Mike Freeman. And the look on his face, the look on his face, I knew. And so I'm riding on mask, right? If we have a fire, I got to be there.
Yes.
When I knew, how bad it was, because he said, jump in the back right now.
Yeah, come on.
He didn't even try to get somebody to fill my spot.
Right.
Jump in the back right now. I knew then, man, this is bad. I get there, turn the corner, walk down the hall, pull that curtain back, and they doing CPR, and I just feel his hand, and I'm like, oh, he gone. Wow. And that was that. I'm
sorry to hear that. Mike Freeman?
Yeah.
I didn't know Mike was your dad.
Yep.
That's crazy,
a lot of people
man.
don't.
That's crazy, bro. That's right. That's so crazy,
man. I seen a guy. This happened twice on the same day. I was doing an inspection at a memorial, and whatever was going on, it was something that wasn't good, So when I'm walking through the ER, I'm just inspecting the building, but people are having emergencies or whatever. Yeah. And so this guy, he come out the room and he looked sad, so whatever news they just got ain't good. Yeah. And he's standing there, and I'm doing something, and he looked around. He said, "Hey man," and I didn't know if he was gonna say "Man, do you pray for me, anything like that?"
Right.
He said, "Hey man, who's your dad?" And I told him. He said, "Sure is."
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay. So when I'm done, I'm leaving. And so I'm finna drive off, and I see this guy. He got on a red sweatsuit, older man, and he got a cane, and he got he's struggling.
Yeah.
And I pull up beside him. I said, man, where you going? And he said, CVS. I said, man, jump in, I'll take you.
Yeah.
And he jumped in, and we started talking. He looked at me. He said, man, who your dad? And I said, Mike Freeman. He said, sure is. I said, man, this is crazy.
But see, that goes on around here because, like Chris say,
community.
yeah, man, and man, it's just like, man, I never really think about it like that, bro. When you say it like that, though, but now that you say it, it's like, bro, when y'all go towards the fires, when y'all go towards them the calls and things, man, them people that you really know, you know, there's somebody dad that you know, somebody mom or somebody kids, one way or another, y'all know them. That's a lot.
A lot of the dudes on the department ain't from Lima, and so, like today, our secretary, Chris know how she get, like she know, once she start talking, like you can't slow her down. Okay. And so he. Right. Hey, on another level. Trust me, on another level. So when she walked out the office, I don't know how long she was in there. He said, "Man, I'm so glad I ain't from Lima." And literally, I almost got offended. Yeah. Okay. You know, because like that's one of the things that we say that's hard for us, especially in the coaching world, because we don't deal with everybody, you know. Sure, but if you say Lima, like we gonna stand up quick. That's right, you stand up. So as soon as he said, "I'm so glad I ain't from Lima," because he waited, you know, like some time after she had left, and I turned around, I was like, "Why you say that?" You know, I'm trying to see what he can ready say. Yeah. Because he investigating the fire that happened last night, a car fire. So I'm thinking he talking about that or something. Yeah. He said, "Man, because she knows everybody, and y'all got to hear everybody she know. Yeah. I don't know none of y'all." I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right, yeah, that's true."
That's crazy, man. Wow, that's crazy, man. What now? Okay, now who is the front? You say the front nozzle man.
Yeah. Now, mask man.
Say people y'all want to be that person?
Oh yeah, that's the excitement.
You want to be the person going into the fire with that first?
That's the excitement.
When you start out, Dean, when you're young.
Okay.
When you're young, you want to be the guy. You want to get that. We call it a knock. The guy wants to get the knock, so you want to be that guy, get there and knock that fire down. As you mature and you go far along, you ain't as excited no more.
Yeah, right.
Because now your back hurting.
Okay.
You know, breathing up that smoke, your aches and things like that. So you're like, okay, these young guys, y'all can
go ahead.
Yeah, it's 600-700 degrees.
Yeah. And now, and that thing about backdraft, all that stuff, that's real.
Oh yeah. Now the movie itself was fake because them guys are standing in a house that's on fire and they can see across the room and all that. You can't see nothing. You can't see nothing. Nah, you can't see nothing.
Wow. Yeah. So man, what gives y'all the courage to do that? To be, you know, to be able to step in just to run into that's literally running into the fire.
It's different because I never dreamed like Warren talked about. Growing up in Cleveland, I saw black firefighters and stuff because I was in the urban neighborhood, but I never thought about it. You know, my whole deal was like most kids. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to play football. I'm going to play basketball in college. So once I came to Lima, same thing. You know, I noticed I didn't see any blacks on the fire department. I think when I first moved here, I think probably a little bit later, Tom Moss was on the police department. He was he was the only African American on the police department, so it wasn't something I seen. And just one day, man, Pastor Tibbs again, he was the assistant mayor. He had like the job that Sharita had, shout out to our mayor.
Yeah.
He had that job that she had, and he's like, you ought to take the test. And I'm like, I'm not interested in nothing like that. Right. And I took the test and finished at the top. That was for the police department, got hired there. And, and it was after that, it was, just kind of stuck. So, and to get back to your story, I didn't know if I could do it. When I first, first got hired, they send you to school. Normally they send you to school. Now, when I got hired, it was different. The year that I got hired, they hired us in January, and there was not a school till September. Okay. So we were thrown right to the line. So the two guys I came on with, we started training right away, and as soon as we started having fires, we started going right away. Now guys go to the academy, they've got a burn building, you kind of get prepared. Yeah. We didn't get prepared. Right. We learned on the run, so it was like do or die. So that's first crazy. Time, man, that first fire, you go in and you're going to find out what you made of right away. Yeah, that's crazy. And once it happens, you get addicted. Okay. You get addicted when that tone goes off, man. You go into it, just almost like playing professional sports, like the Aaron Donald. You get into that Aaron Donald mode, like, I'm going in here, I got a job to do, I'm going to do my job. Right. And you don't think nothing of it. You come out afterwards and sometimes you look back at that building, you're like, man, was we crazy? Yeah. Right.
And it is like that adrenaline. That's a real drug. Yeah. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You could get addicted. You could be amped up. Like there was times that we sitting around like, man, this would be a good day to have a fire. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that's crazy.
And when you think about it, it's like it ain't a good day for somebody to lose all their stuff. Right.
No.
But you want something to happen that day. Like, man, we need a fire today.
I can imagine. That's just like that's almost like soldiers.
Yeah.
You know, they out on the battlefield. They stay. You know, they jumpy.
Ready.
Yeah, they ready.
Yeah.
They ready. They been sitting there. They been eating every day. They camping out. You know, they after an hour they be wanting war.
I tell you what's crazy. We went on alert. I was stationed at Spangdahlem Air Base. We were the Air Defense Artillery, and we were supposed to go to Iraq. And we went on alert. We sitting down at what's called the BLSS, is a basic load storage site. We sitting there with all the ammo. We got our weapons. We just waiting to load up. And we so amped up to finally use all the training that we done had. And they called us off because they took a brigade from Fort Hood, Texas, because there's a lot of political stuff. Like, if I'm a general and I know somebody that's a major, and I'm going to try to get his unit over there so he could get some combat time so he can get promoted. You know, it's all that kind of stuff. But when it happened, I was so disappointed. And I couldn't understand, like why did I want that so bad? But it is. Once you've been training and you want the real thing, same way at the fire academy, like you go down there and you train, and it used to be 6 weeks, now it's 10. You want it. Like, I need to prove myself.
That's crazy. What's the criteria? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I saw you I don't know, probably about 6 months ago, man. I was moving out old furnace. I crushed my hand, man. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor, man, the first thing when I walked in, one of the doctors said, "What you trying to do, decapitate your hand?" Okay. Then the next doctor said, I think we may have to amputate. Man, so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, Lord, you know what I'm saying? Please, you know what I'm saying? I play the music, I play piano and stuff, I play the drums, and I need my hands.
That's right.
You know, I need my fingers. You know what I'm saying? Lord, I ain't never know this part was finna come, so this was like a test. But that's the first two things that came, you know what I'm saying? Wow, you try to decapitate your finger? Wow, I think we may have to amputate. Well, here, 6 months later, I'm back moving my finger, I'm back gripping, I'm back playing the piano, thank God, you know what I'm saying, for all of that. But it's like, you know, certain things that happen to you in life, you don't prepare, you're not prepared for it, you know. And like I said, just to think that, you know, y'all still just run out there, not knowing what's gonna happen.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Even if I'm gonna walk back up out of here, but that's courage, bro.
Yep.
That's courage. That's courage right there from you. Courage from you.
It's crazy when you ask, like, where you get it. Like, you just got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's in you. Yep. It's in you, and you just, something bring it out of you, or something don't. I remember we had where the Y is, where the YMCA is standing right now. So the building that was there before that, we had a fire there. I think that was a 3-story building, but I fell through the roof, and I got caught on a rafter, like life saving. It just nothing but God, because it just hit me in the underarm, and my arm caught it. Like, I didn't reach out for it. I didn't see it, and it was so spur of the moment. And I seen the panic in the other firefighters, like, trying to help me. Yeah. And I was good, so I was just telling them, just grab the hose, because I had the hose. I was like, just grab the hose. I could climb up, you know. But y'all trying to grab me, it's hard, like grabbing a grown man with that gear. That gear is 70 pounds. Yeah, for sure. So I'm 2-something. Now you trying to grab a dude that's 270, and you got on some gloves. I'm slippery. We wet. Yeah. But that moment, once I caught the rafter, like, I knew it was God. Like, so I wasn't even worried. Yeah. And they like, man, you wasn't even worried. Right. Well, I was worried when I felt my feet go through. That's when I was worried, like, don't tell me it's going to end like this. But as soon as I caught that, it was like, well, I knew I was good. Because, I'm good. You know, But it is. It's wild. It's different.
Y'all hear this, man? Listen to this, man. These cats, man, something else, man. We got them right here. I mean, this late line was on. This Batman and Robin. I don't know which one Batman. I don't know which one Robin. But we going to let them decide that. But guess what, man? We going to go to break, man. We got them right here. Two Alignment's finest. They firemen. They everything, man. We going to be back. S.M.K podcast. We love y'all, and we out. Hey, here we go again. Here we go again, man. We just coming back from break. S.M.K podcast. Y'all know who he is. Man, I didn't get a chance to tell y'all this, but the show is all about inspiring, motivating, galvanizing, trying to pull everybody together. We got people around Lima, man, that's just doing things a lot of time and go unnoticed. And so our show is about just going around trying to pick it out, man. I mean, everybody got their little accolades that they get here and there, but, you know, every now and then it's nice for the hood to recognize you. You know what I'm saying? It's just your own, man. And, you know, y'all doing some things, bro, that I just want to be able to recognize y'all. We got a part of the show that we always do. It's like my favorite part of the show. We bust a bottle, man. You know what I'm saying? We got a thing, me and Lou, we don't claim this, man, but I had an auntie. I got a grandma, my extra grandma. Felicia's grandmom, and we end up, I end up sending her flowers. Me and my girl, we sent the flowers and everything. And her main thing was round there, man. She got this big old thing of flowers. She was like, "That's what I like." She said, "I don't want nobody to bring my flowers when I'm gone. Right. I want my flowers right now."
Amen.
So me and Lou don't claim that, man. We just say it because it's a good saying, but we just believe that though too. At the same time,
yes, sir.
I believe in giving y'all flowers while y'all here, man. Y'all been too outstanding. I'm talking about, man. Y'all wonderful, man. I mean, a lot of times in Lima, you know how people is. We see things and we don't want to give acknowledgement onto certain
exactly.
stuff. And we walk right by it, man, we don't see it. But man, my thing is, I want to give it up, man. I want to give it up. I always notice y'all. I know I may not say it, but when I see Warren, I feel like I know you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When I see you, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just something there. You know what I'm saying? And that's just because I see y'all every day. I see y'all grounded. I know y'all down there at the fire department. I know the type of work y'all done put in. Everybody in Lima know the type of work y'all done put in. Now y'all, they just didn't go do this work and then go into your own little corner of the world and call it a day. No, y'all still right out here. Warren finna retire in the next, 3 or 4 years?
4 years.
Yeah. This is what this man doing, man. Y'all in the school system, man. Y'all doing something big, bro. Don't stop. Don't stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? Chris, you retired right now, bro. Ain't no stopping in you.
No.
Ain't no stopping in you. I know it. I can see it in you. And Warren, when I called the night that you told me to call Warren, he was ready to talk for the rest of the night.
Oh, yeah. That's my brother, man.
For real.
I love him, man. You know what I'm saying? And I like that about y'all because, man, it's just like we don't get that. We don't know what I'm saying. A lot of people, when they got in certain type positions, you know, it's almost like you can't touch them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But y'all in the schools, everyday system. They can see that. They can see this fireman. They can see that I can be this. And that's the part right there. Lou, he a big dude over there, man, but he a young man, too.
Right.
So when I tell him about y'all, man, this cat was like, for real? I mean, he hyped. And the same thing about that, I told him, hey, man, we going to have the firemen here. If y'all get a chance, come up, man. I want y'all to be around them. A lot of them don't come. They don't. That's their loss. Yep. You know, but the one that's heels here, that's Lou right there. Yep. And that brother right there, appreciate everything, man.
And I appreciate, like you said, the conversation. Meeting him yesterday, you know, he and I had about a half-hour conversation that was enlightening for both of us. So.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. That's pretty cool. But you know what, though? Let's get to it, man. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to pop this bottle, man, for these two firemen right here. We got one more down there. I want to acknowledge George. Hey, George. Hey, brother. We love you, all right, though? But
actually,
we got,
matter of fact, how many of them? We got George Davis. George Davis is actually, what is he now? Yeah, and what is he now rank-wise?
He's an assistant chief.
He's an assistant chief.
Seriously?
Yes, George came on. Yes, so we got George.
Oh, my goodness, man. We clowning down there, man.
And then we just hired a biracial female.
Oh, yeah?
Gerald Manley, the Trooper Manley. His daughter's on
bro.
now.
Yep. Seriously?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, man, it's going down, man.
Yes.
See that right here? Let's get this bottle popped, man, and let's celebrate what these brothers doing. I love this sound.
Yes, sir.
All right, man, let's get it going. Woo! Oh, y'all know this is a good one right here because he coming spilling.
And while we waiting, Dean, I'm going to tell you the most special thing. That's all right. The most special thing about all this, man, with Warren and myself is, you know, for the 20 years or so that we worked together, the conversations that he and I had one-on-one, you know, the days just riding in the car to school or just in the office, you know, so and I don't have any biological brothers.
Right.
I've got all sisters, but I can honestly say this guy is my brother. So we've been through it all together, you know, and the thing I admire and the thing, you know, and I'll say this to young guys, you know, if you got somebody that you say is your boy, your friend, they have to hold you accountable.
Right. Okay.
And over the years, we've held each other accountable. You know, if he wrong, I'm gonna tell him. If I'm wrong, he gonna tell me. We've had some arguments, and we'll fight and argue. But in the end, nothing but love. You know, I'm gonna tell him. I'm not gonna sit back and say, "Well, that's my boy. It's okay."
Right.
No,
right.
It's wrong is wrong. So, and that's what I'm gonna say to the young guys out there. You know, you say these guys are your friends. You got to start holding each other accountable.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
You know what's right and wrong. Some people don't. Some people don't. You know what I mean? Like, they don't really know.
Hey, and it's also, too, it's anniversary.
Yes.
This to your retirement,
25
brother.
years.
That's right, man. Here we is, man. Right here, kicking it with these two firemen, man. It's going down. But, Chris, you know what? That's some real what you're saying right there because holding each other accountable. I'm telling you, man, when I see you, I believe this, too. When the people in line will see y'all, when they see you, they all will be looking for Warren.
Yeah.
When we see Warren, where we at? Where Chris at? Because, man, and that's something to have that bond like that, man, with a brother. Because, man, we don't have a lot of that going on right now, man. And so when y'all able to show that, I mean, y'all in schools now, y'all around a lot of different people, y'all around students, y'all around kids. They see that. They see that. Remember, I was just saying earlier, one thing about it, I noticed that being around them all the time, they show and tell. You got to prove to them. You
Exactly.
can't just tell them, you know what I'm saying, you need to show them. And so when they see that love, they see you there. They see Coach Q over there, the type of love that y'all have for these kids and how y'all coming in. And y'all not just, remember, they opened up the door, but they didn't know these type of brothers was coming through. They thought it was going to be the type that's going to fall off.
Right.
No, y'all the type of brothers that's coming through and y'all solid, man. And that's good, bro. And like I said, I'm proud of y'all, man. And I don't get a chance to give it up like that a lot. You know what I'm saying? But while I'm here and while Lord got me here and I got this position, I'm going to keep on going around. I'm going to keep on plucking y'all the diamonds out. And I'm going to keep on giving it up, man. And like I said, and don't never think that what you're doing going unnoticed. It's being noticed.
You know, it's crazy because when I had the conversation with you, it's like you think that sometimes. Because you think, like, not that it's unnoticed or that it's unappreciated.
Yeah, talk.
And
that's
so
the
when you come
when
you come home and your wife is like, "Why you spending so much time doing this and that?" It's like, babe, you don't understand. My third year coaching, a kid I coached for 2 years, started having some issues that I didn't understand at the time. You know, mental health. You know, I didn't understand that stuff at the time. But you know, he had just graduated from high school. He'd go off to college, and then he's 25 years old and commit suicide. And so at that point, I had to change everything that I was thinking. Like, I can't just be coaching the sport no more. Like now, I got to be teaching life now. Like, because I don't know what somebody going through, and so I don't want to just get off work, come home, we watch TV. Like it can't be that. And so sure enough, she jumped like all in with me. Like, if that's what we're gonna do, that's what we're gonna do all the way. And the next thing I know, she was like bigger at it than me. Like, so I became more of the coach. And then a lot of times you say, well, that's the coach's wife. Like, nah. For her, it was like, that's the mom. Like, I'm the coach, and that's the mom. And that everywhere we went, when somebody would see somebody, and they would come up to her like, oh, so you're their mom, right? And she would have to explain, like, I'm not their real mom. But that's how they look at me. And if their parents ain't here, like, I'm the mom. And so that was always great. And it made it easier to do and be involved with. And so it was like I went all in at that point, you know. And then I seen Chris. I'm like, this dude is on another level. Like he was on 2 or 3 boards. Like he involved in so many different ways. I was like, man.
I'm looking at his bio, and like I said, I could still keep reading it. He do everything. You do everything, bro. And it's like, man, I mean, who don't want to be like you? Who wouldn't want to be like you?
And again, that's like I said, that's the God in me. That's, you know, the spiritual. You know, I had a praying mama. I had a praying mom, man. And, I lost my mom about a year or so ago to COVID.
Sorry to hear that, bro.
You know, my mom was Warren's mom. You know, Warren did wrong. She telling
you got to whip it too.
That's right. Okay, even up until, you know, before she passed away, you know, she had conversations with him and his mom. Actually, the week that she got sick, Warren and his mom actually came and sat with her because we had something else going on. So, you know, that's how close our relationship is. So, you know, I say everything I do, man, I always give honor to God, credit to God, because I know that's what's ahead.
Listen to that.
And it's cliche, people say, oh, God's the head of my life. I know it for a fact. I know it for a fact.
You have to been there, went through something.
I know it for a fact.
That's right.
You know, to be a police officer, to be a firefighter, and still, you know, still be here. You know, it's a lot. So, like Warren said, it's not just about coaching. You know, and that's one of the tattoos I have on my arm. It says coaching for life. So it's not just about the sport, it's about life.
Yeah. That's real, bro. That's real. Hey, man, y'all heard it. I can go on, I can just give you all different types of examples, but look at this right here. Here they is right here, Lima Finest. And y'all finally got a chance to really get these cats set down and just kind of just pick their brain a little bit. And you see what's there? It's substance, man. I'm telling you, it's a lot of substance. I mean, I know Warren, he keep talking a lot. There's a lot going on over there, bro, and he got to get it out, man. You know what I'm saying? That matters. But Lima, I want y'all to wake up. Look what we found. These the firemen. This our best right here. And y'all give it up when y'all see them. I'm giving it up right now. S.M.K going to give it up always. And y'all already going to be stamped on this wall, man. That's what we do. Everybody that come down here, man, we kind of tap back in with it again. We got this new thing that me and Lou going to be doing coming up. Lord will. We're going to be able to tap back in with y'all.
Amen.
We just do a little pop-ups, you know what I'm saying? So y'all keep us in prayer. We're going to keep y'all in prayers. And, man, let's do this again coming up. All right, love you, brother. Love you, brother. All right, man, Lima, this is the finest. Y'all know it's S.M.K. Podcast. Once again, we out.
Peace.
Self-made king. That means anything that you want to be in life, you can be that. We all kings over there. But you know what I'm saying? So you play football stuff and everything?
Oh, yeah.
I ain't never know you played football. I'm telling you, when I first saw you, Chris, you was a stud. You came up on the basketball court. I'm like, dang, who's this dude, man? You know what I'm saying? You was high seat? Yeah, man.
And, you know, and my players today, they still don't believe that. They said they hear the stories, but they don't believe it. But no, I was always growing up in Cleveland. Then you play everything. You play everything, sandlot ball. So I actually, funny story, when I came to Lima, I came here I think like a week before the first game. I moved here, and Coach Blackstone was the coach.
Yeah,
then.
Coach Blackstone.
We had William Howard and those guys, and he asked me, he said, well, what do you want to do? And I'm telling him how fast I was. So I'm saying, I went about a 4.40. He's like, oh no, get out of here. So they took me over to old Simmons Field, man. It was muddy, and I had on some tennis shoes. And often the guys tell about it, and I ended up running like a 4.540 in the mud and some tennis shoes. So
you say in the mud and some tennis shoes.
So after that day, everybody asked me like, hey, where was you at? I'm telling them, oh, I lost something. I didn't have this, didn't have that. Second day, oh, I was sick, this and that and this. Third day, last day of tryouts. They done called my mom, like my mom telling me, like, you're gonna be there, right? I'm like, oh, of course, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to make sure that they get a statement. You know what I mean? I'm finna make a statement to y'all, yeah, you need me more than I need you, but it wasn't true. It wasn't true.
Not true.
And sure enough, I went down the basement. So I told Mom I was going out the back door. I opened the door, closed it, and I tiptoed down the basement. And I could hear the phone ring. I could hear her saying, he left here, this and that. So now I'm down there laughing. Trials was 7 to 9. At 9 o'clock, brother, I'm telling you, God will let you feel it. Like, I literally felt this doom, doom. And I was like, what is wrong? And all of a sudden I thought, did I just throw my senior year away? Trying to be, And sure enough, Mr. Penn was like, hey, it's too late now. And I'm just sitting there like, wow, I really just did that.
Mr. Penn. Right, y'all some boys right there. Y'all Blackstone. Self-made kings. That means anything that you want to be in life, you can be that. We all kings. Hey, what a show we had tonight. S.M.K. Podcast once again presents Chris Jackson and Warren Pugsley. Here we go again. Hey, now let's go back, like, and subscribe. Go back, like, and subscribe. YouTube, go back, like, and subscribe. This Self-Made King Podcast. And once again, we love you and we out.